welcome to episode 2 of our Holland America Noordam Asia cruise series. In this episode, it's a sea day as we make our way to our first port of call, Koh Samui in Thailand. We give you our first impressions of the ship. There are some dining issues. We put our reputations on the line in a travel quiz, and we get our first look at some of the entertainment on board.
Right then, good morning from Holland America Noordam. We've had a good sleepy, haven't we, Paulie?
We have indeed. Despite the look of this face, I've had a good night's sleep.
Exactly. And look at this view. We're loving our cabin. We're all settled. We've got everything where it needs to be. And this is our view. We are going to go out and meet up with Dan and Tony, and it's nearly lunchtime because we had a nice leisurely morning in the cabin, which we're absolutely loving, aren't we, Paulie? Yeah. And we've bought, during our cruise, we've bought the laundry package option, which is this unlimited laundry for 15 days. So we've just got our first bag all ready for collection. We think this is a bargain for £103 for 15 days. It enabled us to carry for our whole trip, which is going to be 35 nights all in all, and 23 kilograms of luggage. So this is very, very good value compared to other cruise lines. What have he got? What has he got? What has he got?
None of your business, none of your business, none of your business.
Looks Asian.
Bowl of cornflakes.
Bowl of cornflakes.
It smells fabulous.
Oh my, look at that. What is it then, Paulie?
Well, don't you know?
It looks like bhaji. Is it from the Indian corner?
It's a vegetable thingy.
Samosa.
And it's bami goreng
Nice.
and chicken tikka masala. It is delicious, but it could just be doing just a smidge hotter.
Not very warm as in heat.
No.
Okay.
Spice it up for a tikka masala.
Tasty. So I didn't get very far before I spotted the nachos, and look at that. Build your own. Nice. Spicy. Lovely. Oh, that looks very Oreo-like.
It's cookies and cream cheesecake in a jar.
Ooh, what's happening here?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Midday.
This is the captain speaking from the bridge with the latest navigational and meteorological information. Our known position is 5 degrees 34.0 north and 103 degrees 31.5 minutes east.
After a tasty lunch at the Lido Market buffet, we headed to Billboard on Board for our first quiz of the cruise.
Look at this.
The glasses are getting bigger.
I know they are. No little gherkins in that though. Let's see what the Bloody Mary's like in the Billboard on Board. Oh yeah. So good.
It's like Carl's going to be in bed by 8 o'clock again tonight.
Maybe. So, we've just done the quiz all about travel. Should be our expert knowledge. Look at the faces. What's the score, Paulie Morgan?
Obviously, 2 travel bloggers, world-renowned travel bloggers, and 2 travel agents.
So we're looking for a perfect score
It was
of 17.
What's the score?
17 points available.
Enjoy trivia. We have a few more games this afternoon. The 4 o'clock game, that is the team trivia.
Right then, so next up was the captain's speech, wasn't it?
It was Ask the Captain. Carl loves a bit of Ask the Captain because there's usually some good questions. One of the ones that surprised me was he got his first captaincy just as COVID hit. And everybody said, oh, that must have been absolutely terrible. And he said, as weird as it sounds, it was the best day of my life because I just got my first captaincy. He said, so I tried to put a positive spin on it, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, he talked about his biggest challenge was getting all the crew home, which was really interesting to listen to, and obviously the right priority, isn't it? Because then the passengers obviously disembarked, and it was then what would the future hold. So again, a really, really interesting Ask the Captain. So if you ever see that on the programme and you want to just, you're a bit of a, I love statistics and I love learning something new. So for me, every time I go to that, all the captains are different, aren't they? So you certainly learn a lot. After that, we decided to head up to the Crow's Nest, which is a lovely lounge which incorporates, as we've said, the games area and the cafe, plus a little bar there that's open till 10 p.m. So we sat up there and we had I was pleased to see on the menu, we've bought the elite drinks package, so that's the top one. You can get the signature one. The difference being is the cost of the drinks in each package. For the signature, which is the lower one, you get drinks up to $11. For the elite package, you get drinks up to $15. And I was so happy to see that they've got a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc on board.
What's it called, honey?
It was called, I wrote it down, 13 Celsius.
I'd like to put her on the spot.
Yes, good job I make notes.
I knew she would have forgot, but she wrote it down because she's organised.
Exactly.
And when I want to remember something, I say to Carol, can you write that down for
Exactly
me?
that. So we sat there just chatting. We're just having such a lovely time with Dan and Tony. They're just so easygoing and we just get on so well, don't we?
We do.
So yeah, so the Crow's Nest, we stayed there until actually there was a private function starting, wasn't there? So we decided that we were going to go back to the cabin and get ready for the night's entertainment.
Before we tell you about the rest of our day, let's tell you a little bit more about Holland America Noordam. The name Noordam means the northern compass point. Noordam is a Vista-class ship and was launched on the 1st of April 2005. She weighs 82,500 gross tons, is 285.3 metres or 936 feet long, has a beam of 32.2 metres, which is 105 feet. She can carry 1,924 passengers with 800 crew, and she has 11 decks.
So we walked in the cabin, and also the phone rang. We thought, oh, that's a bit random. We haven't. I
don't even know who knows I'm
We
here.
thought it was going to be Dan and Tony, and you were going to answer with something stupid.
Carol said, oh, but that's Dan and Tony, so I was going to, pick the phone up and say Trumpton Fire Station or something like that, which, if that means anything to you, just give us a thumbs up in the comments. But as it turned out, that would have been very confusing because it was actually somebody from Guest Relations. We'd give a bit of feedback about a section of the buffet where the food wasn't as hot as we would have liked it to have been. The flavours were amazing, but could just done with a bit more heat. And sure enough, we got a message back on the app, and we also got a phone call. And if you'd like to revisit, just let us know. That'd be absolutely marvellous. And we're happy to tell you, to report, that's the words I'm looking for, that they've sorted it and it is fabuloso.
So I always think the sign of a good cruise line is when things don't particularly go right, which they didn't with the warm food, but within 4 hours?
Yeah.
4 or 5 hours, rectified, sorted. So kudos to Holland America, that was excellent.
Many, many, many times, more times than I'd care to count, you'll see things on Facebook, things on Instagram. I went on so-and-so cruise and this was rubbish and me. What did you do about that? Well, nothing. So you spent a week on a cruise ship, 2 weeks on a cruise ship, there was something that was rubbish from day one, and you said nothing and did nothing. And they're like, yeah, because unfortunately some people would rather moan about things that are wrong than actually get a solution rectified. So if you do what we did and they do nothing, then you've got a legitimate gripe. But at least try to get it rectified. And even on when we did our last cruise, which was on Cunard, and they didn't have a drink in the pub, which they have got on the menu and they always stock, I went to reception, I spoke to them, and the very same day they made sure that drink was stocked. Now, if I'd have said nothing, there's a good chance they wouldn't have had that drink the entirety of the cruise, but I did, and it was rectified. So don't be a moaning Minnie, don't be a miserable Paulie Morgan like me. Well, I'll be redundant because if I've got nothing to moan about. But ask the question, and if it falls on deaf ears, then you've got a legitimate gripe.
Yeah, totally agree.
Right then, first dressy night, Holland America Noordam.
You forgot where you were.
Nearly said Oster Toaster then. We didn't feel like doing the full Monty, which you have to have a shirt and tie on, but this is perfectly acceptable. If you want to go in the main dining room, you have to have a tie on. If you don't, you can do whatever you like, but we've gone, I'd like to say smart casual. We're meeting Tony and Dan in the buffet because there's lots of entertainment on tonight. Well, there's a music quiz, which obviously we're going to smash it to bits. First time experiencing Rolling Stone Lounge, Julian Pianos, it's all going on tonight. So, what have you got to say about it?
Well,
this is Morgan's.
I'd like to show the ladies what I'm wearing for my just little dressy night.
Yeah, okay, well let me take the camera off you then.
So
that's what she's wearing, doesn't she look lovely? Yeah, and I can't believe that even though she knows I'm not pointing the camera, she's still doing a little twirl like Anthea Redfern. Go on, my love, give us a twirl. There she is, doesn't she look lovely?
So I've just got a dress on with some sandals, some flat sandals, so I might do some dancing. So yes, so it's not formal night, but it's dressy night, so let's go and party.
The thing that concerned me the most when she said she might do some dancing, as long as it's not, and she's still behind the camera thinking it's the 360. She's dancing like nobody's watching, and do you know why? Because nobody's watching, but now they are.
Let's go.
No wine was consumed before the recording of this video. The first thing was we went to the Ocean Bar and we had a pre-music quiz drink.
And that's a lovely area, the Ocean Bar. Right then, let me show you all around the Ocean Bar, which is one of our favourite spots on the ship. Fabulous service, fabulous space, and as you can see, lots of comfortable seating. And they also have a band playing here sometimes, and it just goes all the way around the pretty little atrium, as you can see here. We tend to sit over this side because it's a little bit quieter, so we can just sit and chat and just chill out. As you can see, Mr. Paulie Morgan's already there. But another great space on Noordam, isn't it, Paulie?
It's fabulous, yes, we really like it here.
Yeah, we do. And like you say, all these extra either seats or sofas, which is always a bonus. And service, we can't fault the service since we've been on board, and we got to know a lovely guy called JR. So if you're watching JR, hi there, because it was just fun from the start, wasn't it? He sussed us out straight away, brilliant sense of humour, and we had some great banter.
You just feel like you meet some of the staff, you feel like you've known them for years, and you feel like you've been on 20 cruises with them because they're that welcoming and they're smiling, and it's really hard to walk up and down the ship without members of staff smiling and saying,
this is what we love about cruising, isn't it?
It's fabulous.
Yeah, it's excellent.
Anyway, so we had a couple of quiz drinks in there, and then we moved on to Billboard on board. Now, after our absolute pitiful showing in the destinations quiz, bearing in mind travel bloggers and 2 travel agents, we come last, I think, it was Diva's quiz, and it was 15 questions. You had to name the song and the artist, and there was a bonus question at the end. And I have to say, Dan did get 1 answer, and apart from that, the rest of my team were like statues.
We weren't very helpful.
As much use as a handbrake on a canoe. But I am pleased to tell you that we won.
Congratulations with your prizes.
Well done, Paulie.
Thank you so much for being here.
And we won by quite a considerable distance, so I'm very pleased about that.
Yes.
So yeah, we won by 4
and won these
points.
lovely tulips.
So 2 quizzes in, 1 abject failure, 1 winner. So it's just a shame.
Not a bad start.
It's not a bad start, but it's just a shame because the nightly quiz falls at 7 o'clock and it's sort of right in the middle of everything. So I don't think we're going to be getting to many, which is a shame.
We'll have to look at the other times.
But we'll have to see.
Yeah. So then we were all very hungry, so we headed up to the buffet, and it was a great dinner, wasn't it?
It was
I chose, they've got a lovely pasta station where obviously there's different kinds of pastas. There's meatballs and spaghetti, and it was flavoursome and lovely, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Paul went for a...
Well, I went for the healthy option. I had chicken goujons.
Yes.
I had southern fried chicken, and I had fish, and I had chips.
You did.
I had all. I think you'll find. I don't know whether you're a nutritionist, but it's got all the major food groups in there. And then, just in case, because I could see Carol rolling her eyes a little bit, I then had some fruit crumble and a chocolate lava cake.
You did.
So, if there isn't a food group covered in there, I'd be really surprised. Just if there's anything I missed, just put a comment saying what food group I missed out on that one. But I'm pretty confident that they were all covered.
But the custard was hot, because that was a previous problem as well, wasn't it? The custard was cold.
Yes.
So another great dinner in the buffet. We will be showing you lots of more dining venues, because we are going to eat in the MDR, and we've got a lot of specialty dining booked too throughout the cruise, because we're here for 15 nights, so we wanted to try all of them. So then we decided we were going to go to the Rolling Stone Lounge to watch the resident 8-piece band. And what were your thoughts, Paulie Morgan?
On our previous Holland America cruise on the Oosterdam, which is virtually identical to this ship.
Virtually, not quite.
But that's why I said virtually, because if I'd have said it's identical to this, you could have said, well, it isn't. But I said it's virtually
Anyway.
identical. So, the band in the Rolling Stone Lounge on Oosterdam were spectacularly good. And I have to say, this band is, I'm going to be a bit nitpicky, they're not, in my humble opinion, quite as good. But they're still absolutely banging. But
when you say for Paul to make that statement, the standard that we found on Holland America for live music is phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
So when you say it's a tiny bit, it's still excellent.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I mean,
Absolutely excellent.
we're talking like the band on the Oosterdam was like 99.8% brilliant, and this band on here are 99.5% brilliant. So there's no complaints, and if I had to watch them every day, I would, and I'd be more than happy to do that. And it was quite interesting because country music has made like this mass, all of a sudden it's made this massive way onto sort of mainstream, and Dan is a massive country music fan, as is my son, and they're sort of both, Dan's like 28, 29, my son's 30, and they love country music. So the first set was a country music set, and there was a lot of modern country which we didn't know, but they threw a few in, like Achy Breaky Heart, which is Miley Cyrus's dad, and things like that. So there was some in there that we knew. And then the second set was rock classics, which we had anything from Tom Petty up to AC/DC. I'm going to go back on myself now. In the country music section, they did The Devil Went Down to Georgia, which is a song by the Charlie Daniels Band. Now, anybody who knows that song, it is violin, fiddle, whatever you want to call it, driven. They haven't got a violin stroke fiddle, but they've got a lead guitarist that can play anything. So he did the violin bit, which I would imagine trying to play on a guitar must be such a task. I've got no clue, I can't play guitar. I'm really good at air guitar, but not good at actual guitar. But he played The Devil Went Down to Georgia on lead guitar, and it was just mind-blowingly good.
He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in the line because he was way behind and he was willing to make a deal. When he came across this young man song on the fiddle and playing it hot, and the devil jumped out his secret stuff and said, boy, let me tell you what. I guess you didn't know, but I'm gonna throw there too. And if you care to take a dare, I'll make a bet with you. You play a pretty good fiddle, boy, but give the devil his due. I bet a fiddle of gold against your soul, cause I think...
Elements you go back to saying about Oosterdam, there's elements of this band that are just
I've
off
put them
the
up
chain.
to 99.6% brilliant.
Do you know, and we've only seen them twice so far, so we've only seen, let's wait to hear after our cruise of what we think of, because they're doing different sort of genres every night. And also we've got Billboard on board, and there's other stuff going on in the world stage which we haven't got to yet. Early what's the word, early opinions
Early bird.
maybe thwarted.
Early bird catches a worm.
No. Anyway, so after that, we popped back to the Oceans Bar, had another chat with JR and a couple of drinks, and hit the bed. So so that was a great first day, wasn't it? Well, not first day.
It was a great first day,
Second
because
first
the first
day.
day didn't count because we went to bed about 7 o'clock.
Exactly.
So as first days go, this second day was a good first day.
It was.
Join us in the next episode where we arrive at our first port of call, the Thai island of Koh Samui.